Hey, Lord's House of Prayer, it's 3 o'clock, and I told you I'd be back. And I'm going to dive into chapter 3 of Esther to encourage you. In chapter 3, we learn about this man named Haman. And he's not a nice man, he's an evil man. He's actually from the lineage of, he's an Amalekite. And the Amalekites were not nice to the Jewish people. And actually God had told the Jews, previous to this story, that they were to wipe out the Amalekites and erase their name under heaven. That's how nasty these people were. And Haman was an Amalekite. And Haman gets promoted by King Xerxes to pretty much be second in charge. And that means all the officials of the king had to bow down to Haman. They had to show their respect by bowing down whenever he would pass by. Except for Mordecai, the cousin of Esther. Mordecai was a Jew. He knew Haman was Amalekite, and he was like, I'm not bowing down to this evil guy. I will acknowledge him, but I will not bow down to him. And this made Haman really ticked off. So much so that he's like, I am going to kill you, but because I know you're a Jew, I'm going to devise a plan to wipe out all of your people. And I want to pause for a second. Haman kind of reminds me of the coronavirus. It's real. It's not something that's fake. It's real. It's happening around our world and in our nation. But there's something attached to the coronavirus that's much bigger than the coronavirus, and it's called fear. And fear is causing a lot of us to think false reality appearing real. Like, you're going to get the virus if you go outside. If you go into the shopping mall, you can't even look at somebody. I was walking down the trail the other day saying hi to people, and they won't even say hi anymore. They won't even look at you, like your gaze will give them the coronavirus. That's fear. Mordecai wouldn't bow to that. He acknowledged it. We acknowledge the coronavirus is real, but we don't bow to it. We don't bow homage to it to say, oh my word, I'm gonna give in to you. I'm afraid of you. I'm afraid to be out in public. I'm afraid to go to the shopping mall. I'm afraid to do all these things. No, that's not what we do. And Mordecai said, I'm not going to do it. So I want to encourage all of us that though the coronavirus is real, that we don't bow to it. And there's a lot of people in Lord's House of Prayer that are working on the front lines in the hospitals. They're dealing with it in the front lines. We need to pray and lift them up that they too won't bow to it, but they will be the chosen ones with favor, with a direct access to the King. That they will be peace in the hospitals and change the atmosphere. God's got their backs, and He's got our backs too. So back to the story. Haman, evil Haman, devised an evil plan to have all the Jews killed. And this decree, this plan, was plastered all over the land for all to see. Kind of like the media is coming to us. It's decreeing this coronavirus. It's decreeing things about the virus that could happen. They didn't happen, that could happen. And it says here, when the people read the decree, that they fell into confusion. They were confused. There were so many uncertainties, what ifs, unknowns, just like what's happening in our land. And I just want to remind you that the coronavirus has been decreed on all across the land, and many have fallen into confusion about it. So there are a lot of people confused, not knowing the unknowns. But we have something certain to stand on, the known. That we can have peace and even joy when things are really uncertain. So that's my encouragement today at 3 o'clock, is let's not bow down in fear to the coronavirus. Let's be realistic with it. Let's be wise. But let us not bow down to it and pay it respect or honor, for it doesn't deserve any. we need to be the people to stand up in faith in our homes while we're teaching our kids, which I bless all you parents at home right now with grace, and for those who are working in the supermarkets and wherever you may be. So please pay attention at 6 o'clock, for I have an important announcement to make for the City Church.